am climate champion from Tamil Nadu.
Cái hi Manipur ako na climate champion.
I'm a climate champion from Assam. Hi, my name is Tanuj Kalita. I'm from Guwahati, Assam. During the beginning of my professional experience, I noticed that scientific knowledge is often prioritized over traditional knowledge. So I wanted to research more on the disaster-prone areas of Assam. The indigenous knowledge is quite rich in disaster-prone areas. They have survived natural disaster for years. I have spent quite a few years researching on how they are surviving it, how they are addressing these issues. I have also made a publication on the anthropology journal of one of the renowned universities in Assam. And also on ground, I have been working for the communities. Most of my interventions are centered around upscaling what they're already doing. Being here as an NYCC champion will really give me the platform to expand that work beyond the districts I'm working in Assam and move it to more disaster-prone areas of Northeast. So I did my studies in Delhi and then I worked in Thar Desert and then I came back to Assam and I saw the condition that people are living in. Especially during the monsoon, it's really hard. Being with them, spending time with them, it made me realize that, people are simple and they have been figuring out ways to survive with this natural disasters, floods, soil erosion, and they have a lot of knowledge. So that really captured my attention. To work with the community, your first step should be knowing how they are living, learning first. That is the first step of working with the community. And the process of learning never stops. So when you are learning, you also get to know how you could upscale that. First, I was very oblivious about this whole thing of how there are so many intricacies when a natural disaster strikes. The communities that I'm working with, they really make the use of natural disasters they face. Although there are a lot of problems, but there are certain techniques they use that help them capitalize the natural disaster. Despite the several weaknesses, challenges, there you could also capitalize it to strengths. That's a lesson I got from the communities and I think I will stick it close to my heart for the next, at least till the time I work in the developmental sector. For me, being a climate champion means you have a community to work with. You have a community who seeks even a tad bit of your knowledge or your support, and to be able to provide them that. It's a very simplistic understanding for me, but I think it has a lot of responsibilities. We could really change the future if we are all a bit empathetic, we are eager to learn, and if we work with the community. So yeah, I think youths are the most important group of people who can change the next 10 to 15 years in the climate scenario.
Hi everyone, my name is Kimneithem and I'm from a village called Amsongil, which is in Lamka, Churchampur, Manipur. In terms of mass tree plantation, I think this is so important out of many ways of tackling climate change. Like trees are important for storing carbon, and that is one of the main things that I've done. Besides that, I also take part in giving awareness and sensitization in regards to the impact of climate action and what we as youths and people of all ages can do together and make our earth cooler. And I'm also associated with women empowerment, and we really want to inculcate the participation of women in regards to climate action. We also try to reclaim the green spaces and revive the green spaces in our area, like cleaning and protecting the streams and rivers. So my own life and the way I live, especially, I'm very concerned about sustainability. So I've been inculcating the sustainable lifestyle among my people, and I think my own life is the best thing I've done. I mean, like, the contribution I've done is from my own life. We also organize different kinds of programs, especially among the uneducated ones or who are affected by this conflict, the conflict in Manipur. Had there been no conflict in Manipur, I think whatever I've done in regards to climate action would be very, very much more easier, but this is something I cannot control and it's beyond my power. So sometimes it's very difficult to keep on moving and talk about what we can do to protect our earth when a lot of people are suffering and trying their best to put trying to get 2 meals a day. And like Our country, India itself, was ranked 7 among the most affected due to climate change according to the data presented in 2019. So we can just imagine how much more serious it is when it comes to a state like mine because of this internal conflict. Doing something in regards to climate action is not the priority, to be frank and honest. But like I said, the climate crisis is happening whether we want it or not. So I think as young people, especially from Manipur, we have to be very vocal and we have to take responsibility. The urgency of the climate crisis itself is a clarion call to everyone, especially from the youth of Manipur, to take a bigger step and owning the responsibility. I think everyone is affected by climate change, but it is always the poor and the displaced people and the vulnerable ones who are most affected. So there's so many we can connect the dots between the conflict and climate change. And whenever I do something, I consider I'm not doing only for myself, but for the people who cannot come out and who cannot have this kind of platform. And I hope so. Whatever I have learned so far from Mysore and Dehradun in regards to this NYCC, all this will help me move forward and encourage me, and give me better knowledge and equipment. And I'm really hoping that I can be much more stronger and vocal than I was.
I'm Dhakshina Moorthy from Tamil Nadu. Past 4 years I'm working in Grassroots as a consultant for panchayats in preparing Gram Panchayat development plan. In the planning process, we are having the holistic planning of involving whole community in the process, because I want people's ownership in every actions of their decentralized plan. So when you are trying to do a holistic process, it should not compromise the environment, and it deserves the climate on action change also, because people deserves you toilet, people deserves you road, but not at the cost of degrading the environment and not at the cost of compromising in your climate actions in future. So I involved my previous works always keeping climate action as a core and other things in peripheral, so it really works. My work style is gathering people, creating facilitation teams in the panchayat. For example, there was a panchayat called Mele Rajkularaman where it have 12 wards. Per ward, I created a team with 5 people. There were youth, there were elderly people also women. If there is a third category gender, then I also involved them. I involved them by training them in panchayat related rules, finance and constitution basics, and also of how to plan by oriented to SDG goals. So now they have their own knowledge of creating a plan for their own villages, making them in Tamil. Nammalvar, a famous organic farming mentor for whole Tamil Nadu, he states that நம்ம என்ன எதுக்காக பண்றோம்னு தெரிஞ்சாலே எல்லாரும் ஏன் பண்றோம் அது ப்ராசஸ்ல ஜாயின் ஆயிடுவாங்க. So the thing is that if people know the purpose, they will definitely join. Nobody gonna ignore. So still youth have the observation skills as well as they have the potential to act on everything they can, because this is the age we can able to question, because we are curious. Army personnel, because they are creating muscle day by day, they are doing exercise. So that one, I want the same thing to do in the field, creating muscle among the youth related to climate change. Whenever, say, if they are keeping on practicing, then they can really their muscle memory will grow related to climate change, because whatever the actions, if they're going to commit in future, then they can realize, this is not good for our climate change, we have to contribute by a way, this may degrade our environment too. Also, this is the place where a lot of specialists, people from vulnerable areas, even I don't know landslides, my landslides will be very little, but people might have witnessed a huge landslide. They know the trauma of it, they know everything around it, so I can easily grasp those things and I can realize, these are the policies we shall make, we have to consider this in future if we are taking some action, that kind of thing. And also because I'm really happy to be joined with my fellow youth, because youth only we don't see any age differences, any religious differences, or any whatever the language, because I am bad at Hindi. We get to know each other about our own nation, as well as we are focusing on a common focal point, the climate action. So it's really keeping me excited to work with the network that's made me to come here.